Sie und Blueberry. Yay!
Wir spielen heute ein Piratenspiel. Oh nein. Nein, wir spielen weiter Crazy Rain.
Und eine Buddel voll rum. Oh, das ist doch gar nicht sprich wie ein Pirater. Ich glaube, den haben wir schon verpasst. War der nicht im August?
Moment. (19. September).
Oh! 19. September. Das war am Montag.
Mhm.
Dann feiern wir heute noch.
Arr,
Aline! Arr! Hilf uns weiter! Arr!
It's just Eileen. Hey, E, got a sec? Sure thing, Kathy. What's up?
Achso, mit der hat man schon über alles gesprochen.
should
Wir
get back to the
waren am Gehen, ne?
Okidoki. Alright, I'm off. Peace out, E. Okidoki. Good luck and see you later.
Sie sagt zwar, dass sie sie hasst, aber ich glaube, die sind echt gute Freundinnen. Genau, wir wollten die Kirche auschecken und das Nature Reserve und wollten mit dem Herrn Multimillionär sprechen. Oh, es ist unser toller Freund aus der Zelle.
Yep, it's full of trash. Figure that. It's that homeless guy who helped me distract Lenny. We meet again, Mr. Homeless Guy.
Homeless? That's the worst thing I ever heard of, and totally untrue.
So, what's up with the trash can? Digging for treasure?
Well, I'm just going through a rough patch. By the way, you owe me $10.
Nah, you agreed to 7.
You're busting my balls here.
Better get those balls checked out in this clinic then.
So cold. Like a stake through the heart.
What do they call you anyway?
Goober. Everyone calls me Goober.
Alright, I'm Kathy.
Pleasure to meet you.
I need to ask you a few questions.
Sounds serious. Ask away.
Do you know what happened to Joseph Rain in 81?
I most certainly do.
What? Tell me.
Are you sure you want to know? Not everyone can handle the truth.
Oh mein Gott.
Oh, just spit it out.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Abducted by aliens.
Oh mein Gott, er ist ein CJ-Verschnitt.
I should have known better.
Oh, I saw it, man. A big, huge light. I was a bit drunk at the time, but I had my reasons. My wife had just left me, taking the dog, not to mention I was being conscripted for the war. But I'm telling you, those goddamn aliens took him and they experimented on him. And that's why he was so messed up when they put him back.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop you there.
Open your mind, man.
Do you know who Lily Myers was?
Yep, my dad was the one who found her floating in the lake.
Really? What can you tell me about her?
Ah, geez, not a lot. Teenage girls, man, they're like their own species. Impossible to figure out. Not to mention how that entire family ain't, like, people-friendly.
Now that's an understatement. Nearly started brawling with Sue the first time I met her.
She could sure deal out a mean whooping, that lady.
Klingt, als hätte die ihn schon mal verprügelt.
Do you recognize the nickname Cocky?
Why, I used to call myself that back in Nam.
Natürlich.
Oh, how I missed that marvelous youthful ego of mine.
Why do I even bother? Do you know who Charles Wade is?
Sure, he's been holed up in this clinic for the last couple of weeks.
You saw Charles Wade go in there?
Well, yeah, I just told you, man.
How did he look?
Okay, I guess. Still walking, at least.
What do you know about Lily Meyer's art?
Nothing but hearsay. People say it was pretty deranged.
What's your opinion on the Church of the Holy Trinity?
I'd say they're good people. Isaac the priest is, anyway. His dad, Father Bill, on the other hand, though, he and the people he had around him were into some weird shit.
What kind of weird shit?
I don't know, they were like a cult or something, with Billy Praise himself at the top. Really shifty bunch of folks. Isaac turned it all around when his dad kicked the bucket, made it a proper church.
Interesting. Do you know anyone else who was involved in the old church?
Not really. I tried to stay as far away from those people as possible. Ask Isaac about it. He's a friendly guy.
All right. I might do that. Do you know what this is?
Chinese fireworks, of course. I grew up in Shanghai. I know what I'm talking about. They used to call me Dong Pai, meaning round-eyed baldy. Those were some rough years. I miss the food, not to mention the women. Got 2 kids down there now, Maylin and Little Pig.
Time to hit the off switch now, buddy. Do you know anything about this flower?
It's red?
Enlightening. Do you know what this key opens?
Your heart, mademoiselle?
Oh, brother. Do you recognize these men?
That's your granddad, right?
Yeah. What about the other 2?
No idea. I think my face blindness is acting up again.
Bitte was? Acting up again?
Okay, that's enough serious questions for now.
Alrighty.
So, what's your story anyway?
My story?
Yeah, don't all bums have a story?
For your information, this is all just a dry streak in my showbiz career.
Is that so? I don't recognize you at all.
I used to have more hair.
That I actually believe.
Come on, man. Frankie Gold is my stage name. Surely you must have heard of me.
Not really, no.
Oh, come on. I have starred in dozens of Hollywood movies. The Silence of the Lambert, Jacob's Bladder, The Usual Surprises, Natural Born Killers.
Not ringing any bells.
Kids these days, no appreciation for quality cinema. Breaks my heart.
So, tell me about this acting career of yours.
What about it?
Tell me about The Silence of Lambert.
Lawrence Lambert, a real estate agent, suddenly turns mute overnight. For weeks, he tries to communicate with customers using a self-invented sign language, only to realize that true love needs no communication at all. He marries his housekeeper, who only knows 2 words in English, yes and clean. In the end, Lawrence dies of a heart attack in the arms of his lovely wife, Consuelo Lambert Vasquez. Based on a true story.
I'm not sure I want to know what Jacob's Bladder is about, but I'm gonna ask anyway.
Jacob's Bladder. The tragic story of Jacob Cobb, a schizophrenic man who forms an imaginary romantic relationship with his bladder. During long and joyful monologues on the can, he starts referring to his nether regions by the name of Jenny. Sadly, before Jacob has a chance to elope with his sweetheart, he gets committed to an asylum due to increasingly erratic behavior. After a big fight with his paramour, Jacob refuses to pee for a week, and he dies from a ruptured bladder.
Bist du überhaupt noch da?
The fucking hell?
Hast du das gehört? Was ist da falsch? Er verliebt sich in seine Blase. Und bevor er seine Blase den Heiratsantrag machen kann, wird er eingeliefert. Hat dort einen Streit mit seiner Blase. Weigert sich aufgrund des Streits, seine Blase zu entleeren und stirbt dran. Was ist hier los? Was? Horsti, mir fehlen die Worte.
Okay. Zu allermindest haben wir
Und hallo, Wicked.
denselben Shit gehört.
Okay, okay.
Warte. We've all been there? Nein, definitiv nicht.
Jeder, der noch hier im Chat schreiben kann, war dort noch nicht. Ich meine, die Geschichte endet damit, dass derjenige, dem das was ist, die Füße hochgelegt hat. Ich traue mich kaum, nach der nächsten Story zu fragen.
Give me the rundown on the usual surprises.
A lighthearted comedy taking place during the surprise birthday party of 34-year-old Sid McBacon. The story is told from 8 different perspectives to keep the audience guessing who the protagonist actually is. The movie ends with the biggest surprise of them all. Sid suddenly dies of an epileptic seizure. I guess it's more of a dark comedy.
Natural
Das
bald
ist ja
spots.
geradezu
It's a
normal.
dystopian vision of the future where people are valued by the quality of their hair. The protagonist, Eddie Zephyr, turns bald in high school. One day, he has simply had enough of all the teasing and the bullying, and he completely snaps and heads out on a scalping spree in search of the perfect head of hair. Eddie makes his way to Mexico for an illegal hair transplant. However, he has an adverse reaction to the anesthesia and he dies on the operating table.
Why do you always die at the end of your movies?
Typecasting.
Oh, never mind.
Not the cultured type. I understand.
Okay, I'm off.
Bye.
Ich glaube, ich kann Jacobs Blätter nie wieder weghören.
No thanks. Women's magazines make my brain melt. A calendar from 1991. Guess they really liked that year. I can't read it from here. Uncomfortable, hard plastic chairs. It's like they're intentionally trying to keep people out. No point. I wouldn't even know what room to go to. Rows and columns of files. Probably easier to use the computer if I need to do some digging. She looks bored out of her mind. Pretty understandable, to be honest. I can't read it from here. Excuse me, nurse? Hey, nurse! Yeah? They don't pay you much, huh?
No shit. What do you want?
I'm here to see Charles Wade.
Never heard of him. Anything else?
Bullshit. I know he's here. Listen, it's okay. I'm a friend of the family.
No, you're not, and I said he's not here. Don't make me call security.
What a bitch. I need to get rid of her somehow.
Lass uns erstmal die anderen Sachen auschecken. Oh, vielleicht können wir ja.
Hey, doofus.
Oh, hi.
So, how good an actor are you?
The best. The very best.
You know, that nurse in there, she said she loved you in all those movies, and that she always wished you'd give her a live performance.
I know it. She always gave me these strange looks. I thought it was contempt, but her face must just be cramping up from shyness.
Yeah, that's definitely it. She'd love to see you act, I'm sure.
I'm gonna have to oblige. Which movie do you think she'd like the best?
Definitely Jacob's bladder.
I'm feeling the pressure. Oh, Jenny, everything is forgiven. You and me were like peas and carrots. I'm just so full of your love that I think I'm about to burst. Jenny, where did you go?
Das war eindeutig die falsche Filmauswahl. Lass uns erstmal weiter
Na,
Infos.
wahrscheinlich müssen wir einfach nur warten, bis er stirbt. Und sie dann darauf hinweisen, hey,
Greetings, my child. I'm
da
glad
ist
you
gerade ein
decided
Typ
to
bei
come.
dir vor der Nase verreckt.
Yeah, but just so you know, I'm not here to join your church or anything.
Oh, I would never assume that.
Good. So, with that out of the way, I have some questions.
Anything you need. I'm Isaac Price.
Kathy Rain, but I'm guessing you figured that out already.
I did. Rumors spread quickly around here. So how can I be of service?
Do you know anything about what happened to my grandfather in '81?
It was the work of the devil, I'll say that much. Joseph was a kind man. He did not deserve such a fate. You heard my speech at the funeral, Kathy. I meant every word. He was a great man who did much good for this community.
Did you know him personally?
In a way, he and my father did charity work together. Joseph was around a lot when I was young. They collaborated on a few different projects for the homeless and for the troubled youth, among other things.
So my grandfather was a member of the church?
I wouldn't say that, no. He was a friend of the church, but he wasn't a religious man. He believed only in philanthropy. That being said, Joseph was the person who convinced me to become a priest.
Really?
Oh yes, I was a teenager back then, full of rebellion, every fiber of my being wanting to distance myself from my father. Joseph made me realize my sinful pride, and showed me how I should follow my heart, regardless of what others might think. And for that, I'm eternally grateful.
Does the name Lily Myers mean anything to you?
It does. I was a substitute teacher in her high school for some time before I was ordained.
Really? Did you know her personally?
We weren't close. I only knew her as much as a teacher would know any student.
Alright, so how did she seem toward the end?
For one, she started skipping school a lot. And when she did show up, she was absent-minded and moody. She always looked depressed and hunched down like she had a whole world on her shoulders.
Any idea of what caused this change?
Not a clue. All I know is that when she returned from that last summer break, she was a whole different person.
Do you know anyone who goes by the nickname Cocky?
I have no idea. Sorry.
What's your opinion on Charles Wade?
No opinion. He used to be a prominent figure around here, but he doesn't appear much in town these days.
Actually, he's in the community clinic right now, getting medical treatment.
Oh, I wonder if it's serious. Perhaps I should go talk to him. Even men like Charles Wade need a priest when they're nearing the end of the line.
Do you know anything about Lily Myers' art?
I saw a few pieces. Gorgeous work. Vibrant, surreal landscapes.
When was this?
Must have been mid-70s. The high school had open days with an art exhibition.
So, this was some time before she changed, right? You didn't see any of her later work?
No. By then she started skipping art class completely from what I heard.
Maybe she was afraid of what she might draw. I hear it was pretty twisted.
Could be, but alas, I suppose we'll never know what was truly haunting her.
I'm doing my best to find out. I don't believe the story to be as clear-cut as everyone makes it out to be.
An unusual theory. How so?
People have taken a particular interest in her art. I think there's more to it.
I wouldn't read too much into it, my child. It happens to all dead artists with any talent to speak of.
Care to tell me the history of the church?
I'd be happy to. The story is a fascinating one. This church was founded by my father, William T. Price, in the 70s. Back then, he made his living as a traveling salesman and was driving through this area as he'd done so many times before. However, this day was different. My father held dark thoughts in his mind. He was angry, thinking of evil deeds, even considering swerving off the road into a rock and ending it all. Then suddenly, divine intervention. 3 bright lights appeared. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, the sign of God. This epiphany was the moment my father had been waiting for. He sold all of his belongings and took me and my brother to live with him here in Conwell Springs. Soon thereafter, he built this church and started gathering followers. They began to refer to him as Father Bill.
I take it that window up there resembles what he saw when he had this epiphany?
Indeed. The stained glass window depicts the Holy Trinity as witnessed by my father.
Do you know exactly when or where this event took place?
Why do you ask?
Oh, just curious. It's a captivating story.
Well, it was in the spring of 1971, but my father never told anyone where.
Okay, so what happened then?
People flocked to Father Bill. He started teaching, writing scripture. The church flourished and continued to grow all the way up until his sudden death in 1983. That's when I stepped in to take leadership of the church.
I take it that the church started declining after the death of Father Bill?
Yes, naturally so. With such a magnetic personality, he was irreplaceable. But I assure you the church is still very much thriving.
Looks kinda empty to me.
It's not really our peak hours.
What's up with you handing out pamphlets at funerals then? Trying to reel people in at a weak moment?
I'm going to assume you meant no disrespect, child. I'm simply providing divine guidance when it's needed the most.
I could, but I think I have more to gain from a subtle strategy. I'll keep it to myself for now, until I know more about this church. Father, do you know anything about this flower?
No, my child. Nothing at all.
Do you recognize the men in this picture, Isaac?
Only your grandfather, and that's just because I was given a similar picture for the service the other day.
Do you know what this key opens?
I'm afraid not, my child.
That's...
May the Lord shine his light on you.
Achso.
a striking resemblance, to say the least. Could lead to a sacristy or a closet of some kind. A bunch of red Bibles stacked in neat rows. I really shouldn't. They might burn. It's an altar. You know, the place where they put the sacrificed goats, kids, and other crap. Impressive window. There's no doubt about it. Those are the smoky lights.
Aber wir konnten ihn nicht nach dem Gold fragen.
Nach dem Gold?
Kult.
Ach so. Naja, wie willst du das auch machen? Hallo, ich habe
Well,
gehört,
this is
eure
it.
Kirche
This
ist
is
ein
where the
Kult.
picture was taken.
War ein
I'm
Kult.
not sure what I expected to find here.
Dann wird seine Antwort sein, was? Das ist total übertrieben. Ja, wir haben vielleicht 1 oder 2 komische Sachen gemacht, aber wir sind doch kein Kult.
Es ist der Mann in Rot.
We've met before, haven't we?
Nope, just no. I'd remember a creepy bald dude with makeup.
Memories can deceive, Kathy. Dig deeper.
Who are you? How do you know my name?
You told me, remember?
I feel strange. Am I dreaming?
It's the mending. I will try to facilitate.
You're not real. I'm lying asleep in my bed right now.
Focus, Kathy. Listen to the drowned girl.
You mean Lily? What about her?
She's the anomaly, the missing refrain, the convergence point of things past and events yet to happen.
Dial down the metaphors a notch, would you, Mr. Kafka? I get enough of that shit in English class.
I knew you wouldn't disappoint. I'm glad, given how much trouble I went through to be here. You see, my name was taken from me, so I claimed a color in its stead. The next time we meet, you'll know the exact hue of red. You're on the right path, Kathy. Follow your grandfather, and everything will work out in the end.
Was?
Wait, what? How did I get here? Am I going crazy? Am I turning into Mom?
Willkommen, MK. Ja, der Dude ist creepy. Den hatten wir ja in dem Traum gesehen. Kurz
Da
bevor
war.
wir letzte Woche abgebrochen haben.
Ja, aber da war er nicht ganz so creepy.
Hm. Es gibt so ein altes RPG-Maker-Game, das heißt Mad Father. Und da ist der Speicherpoint auch so ein Typ mit Glatze und roten Augen. An den erinnert der mich voll. Nur der hat einen schwarzen Anzug anstatt einen roten. Der Typ in dem Game war vermutlich der Teufel. Vermutlich. Schwer zu sagen.
Oh, hello, dear. Glad to see you again so soon.
Hi, Grandma. I just thought I'd drop by.
Sure, hon. Stay as long as you'd like.
Also ich denke, das Spiel hat definitiv einen paranormalen Twist.
Mary Elizabeth Rain, my grandmother.
Ja.
Mind if we talk for a bit, Grandma?
Not at all, dear. What's on your mind?
I don't see a reason to ask her about that. What do you see in this picture, Grandma?
I have no idea, but it's quite an eerie display. What is it?
I'm trying to figure that out. I found the picture hidden in the attic.
Oh, come to think of it, the trees do look similar to the ones in Conwell Woods.
Yeah, it was taken somewhere in that area. I found out that the flower in the picture matches a rare local species.
Aren't you clever? Do let me know if you come across anything else.
Do you know anything about this flower, Grandma?
I can't say that I do. I remember seeing it growing in the woods, but I didn't think much of it at the time.
Okay.
I already showed her. Look at this photo I found in the locked briefcase.
Goodness, I haven't seen that picture in years. This was taken when Joseph was stationed at McConnell Air Force Base. That's him right there on the left.
What about the other two?
I don't remember the name of the smiling man in the back. The gentleman on the right was Joseph's best friend, Charles Wade.
I already showed her that. I don't want to show her that.
Okay. Dann würde ich sagen,
Well,
gehen wir
gotta go,
mal.
Gramps. Talk to you later.
Bye, Kathy.
Gucken, ob der uns wieder ejected.
Hello? Creepy bald guy. Guess no one's home. That wasn't here before. What's this? A bald man dressed in red. Oh, creepy.
Ja, es sieht eigentlich aus wie ein normales Kinderbild von dem Kind, das ich malen kann, aber ich vermute mal, das wird
It's a
von...
photocopy of a book page with information about the red scythe flower. Here's an interesting segment. Another interesting trait of the red scythe is the smell, which is familiar to that of a pepper. The pollen of the plant has also been known to cause hallucinations in concentrated amounts. Native American tribes harvested and smoked the plant for that reason, but the flower never caught on as a modern recreational drug due to the difficulty of growing it. It's endangered. I'm not going to take it without a really good reason. Yep, it's definitely the right flower.
Ich dachte, wir können das Bild vielleicht mit dem Wald abgleichen.
Das wird doch zu einfach.
Aber ich glaube, dann haben wir erst noch alles hier. Dann können wir ja zu Sue fahren. Und ihr das Bild zeigen, weil das sieht ja so aus, als wäre das von ihrem Sohn. Möwe!
Oh, it's you again. Come on in.
Guten Appetit.
Was?
No Nathan today?
Hast du mir gesagt, also sag ich guten Appetit.
All day, probably out in the woods.
Wieso guten Appetit? Ich hatte nicht vor, die Möwe zu essen. Ich
Nicht?
müsste wahrscheinlich eher Angst haben, dass die Möwe mich isst.
No reason to show. Looks like Nathan knows the strange red man. I need to talk to him about this. I had a few more questions, Sue.
Shoot.
Mind telling me what Lily was like, Sue?
I'd be happy to. She was Nathan's older sister by 2 years. Lily was like any girl growing up, normal, happy, talking about school, boys, and whatnot. And she and Nathan were close back then, always playing together in the woods. When Lily was 10, she started drawing, always doodling on just about anything she could get her hands on. We didn't have much, really, and so she used what she could. Once I even caught her scribbling on toilet paper. On her 12th birthday, we gave Lily a thick sketchbook with an assortment of pencils. She was ecstatic. That was the happiest I'd ever seen her. From that day, drawing became her life. Eventually, her art teacher at school helped her to get started with oil painting. When Lily was 15, something changed. At first, I thought it was just usual teen angst, but no, this was something different. She started going out, disappearing for long periods of time. She locked herself in when painting. She never used to do that. I tried everything. Counseling, support groups, antidepressants. Nothing worked. About a year later, she just gave up. And, well, you know the rest.
I'm sorry, Sue. That must have been unimaginable.
Thanks, darling, but it's been a while now. I've learned to live with it.
I don't need to ask her about that. I don't need to ask her about that. Do you know who the Red Man is?
Oh, that's just Nate's imaginary friend. The Red Man has been around ever since my boy was little.
I see. see. So there's no actual person in town he could be referring to?
No way! According to Nathan, the Red Man hasn't changed in 30 years.
Oha, sagen wir ihr, dass wir den roten Mann getroffen haben? Fragezeichen.
Ich weiß nicht, ob das eine gute Idee ist.
Ich bin auch am Überlegen. Sagen wir es ihr oder sagen wir es ihr nicht? Heißt das, du weißt nicht, ob es eine gute Idee ist, wir machen es nicht? Oder heißt das... Hat das Spiel denn mehrere Enden?
Ach komm, sag's ihr einfach.
The Red Man actually exists.
Weiß ich nicht.
I met him in the forest.
What? That's crazy talk. Stop kidding around. I am not in the mood.
Okay, sie glaubt uns nur einfach nicht.
I already showed her that. Sue, what do you see in this?
Was ja jetzt auch irgendwie nicht so unerwartet war.
My God, that looks like one of Lily's paintings.
Wow, really? Can you describe it?
It was a nighttime scene, just like the photo, but the lights were floating above the lake. There was a pale hand reaching up from beneath the surface trying to touch them. The forest in the background was on fire, making the sky purple and red. There were probably other details too, but that's what I can remember.
Sounds captivating. Wish I could have seen it. Do you know anything about this flower?
Sure, smoked it a few times back in the day, before it was endangered and all.
Yeah? What was it like?
Similar to pot, but stronger and more unpredictable. Never touched this stuff after I got pregnant with Lily.
All right. I think I'm gonna head off now.
Sure thing, little cat. Come back anytime.
Okay, dann würde ich sagen, müssen wir mal...
It's the Catmobile, my custom chopper bike. Plenty of gas in the tank. She was born a 76 Corley Motors, but there aren't many original parts left. Took me a couple of years to make her perfect.
Aber Nate ist hier nicht aufgetaucht. Ich dachte, der ist jetzt vielleicht hier. Hm.
It says Price. It must belong to Isaac's family. A family mausoleum. Isaac's family must be pretty rich. Those things don't come cheap. No reason to go in there.